This is the homework for Paul McWhorter's lesson 21 for the Pico W using the DHT11 and a push button to select either temperature centigrade, temperature Fahrenheit, or humidity. And I decided to display it on my OLED, which are typically very small. You can almost can't read them. So I found a website that allows you to make larger fonts using these little guys. Okay, what I did up here, basically the same as Paul, except now I've imported I2C on machine. I imported the SSD 1306 as SSD 1306 underscore I2C. That's the OLEDs. Oh, how do I say that? OLED display on the. To allow the text to get larger, I have to import frame buffer, FreeSand 20, and writer. This little guy's got a width of 128 pixels and height of 64. I've got it connected to this clock to pin 1 and the data to pin 0. Okay. Here I select data pin. I have a CAL port, but I'm not using it right now because I forgot about it. Okay, on the data pin, I got that connected to 15 and the switch pin on 16. Then I do the setup for each one of those pins and the sensor setup. And then I select to define some of these factors like my switch state now and my switch state old. Display equals centigrade. T1 equals 0.2 seconds. Okay, while true, I've got the switch state equals the value of the button, so I can determine where the button is at now state. So if I push the button, you can see it goes to Fahrenheit. Then if I push the button again, it goes to humidity. Then if I push the button one more time, it'll go back to C. I'm using this section here. If display equals C, display equals F. It just allows you to transfer from F to H to C. Then I make the old equal the new. And down here I do the sensor measurement. Temperature sensor.temperature. And then temperature F is round times C times 9 divided by 5 plus 32. That gives my Fahrenheit. And humidity sensor equal sensor.humidity. Okay, now down here is where I start making the fonts a little bit larger for this little OLED. You do this point here, you just add a 0 that fills everything with 0, so it's black. Then you font writer, and you're setting the OLED, the writer to OLED and the FreeSand 20 font, which is a little bit larger font than you normally get with a OLED. Font writer sets position, adjusts the position of your first line. I put it 5 over, only because the little box here, it just covers a little bit of the left side of that, so I wanted to make sure the text is out where you could see it. Then I do a font writer dot print string. I put in a temp. Then writer text position, also adjusting the position again to the string for the actual temperature reading. Okay, and then down here I adjust the temperature, or I should say the position, 105 to 0, which allows you to display the C. I couldn't find any way to display a degree sign on these, so you have to go without that. And then down here I've got another one that says display as F. You do this strings, and if it's if the display equals H, then you go down and you use the humidity. Okay, then if it's all done, I just do an interrupt, and it just prints all done. Okay, and it runs quite nicely. If I push it, you can see the C turns to F, then it goes to 20%, and back to C again. Okay, Paul, that's my homework. Thanks for doing these. I appreciate it. Bye.